The Curious Rise and Fall of Nadia, Exploring Australia's AI Experiment. In 2015, Australia began the rollout of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, NDIS, an ambitious nationwide program to provide better support and services for people with disabilities. However, the scale and complexity of the system soon posed challenges for many participants. There was widespread confusion around how to navigate access to funding, develop care plans, and utilize resources. In response, in 2017 the National Disability Insurance Agency, NDIA, announced an innovative solution, the development of Nadia, a virtual assistant leveraging artificial intelligence, AI, and emotional intelligence to provide personalized advice to NDIS participants. Nadia was envisioned as an easy-to-use AI guide that could simplify access and enhance user experiences. Her voice would be provided by the famous actress Cate Blanchett, reflecting aspirational hopes that Nadia would not just assist with queries but also emotionally connect with users. The Nadia project represented exciting potential for using emerging technology in transformative public services. Initially promoted widely in the media alongside other AI innovations like self-driving infrastructure, Nadia was hailed as showcasing Australia at the cutting edge. There were high expectations that an empathetic, smart virtual assistant could greatly aid some of society's most vulnerable. However, after early fanfare, Nadia's development hit roadblocks. Costs escalated, timelines shifted, and capabilities stalled well short of what had been promised to disability advocates. 5 years after her announcement, Nadia's current status remains a mystery, larger questions about her effectiveness unresolved. This paper will analyze the curious journey of Nadia, an AI innovation that offered much promise but has so far failed to fully materialize. Examining Nadia's rollercoaster development provides wider lessons about the intricacies of successfully implementing emerging technologies in complex public service landscapes. Development of Nadia. The backers of Nadia envisioned an intelligent assistant that could understand natural language, access detailed user information, and provide personalized advice on NDIS questions. She would not just be a simple chatbot, but exhibit emotional intelligence to build rapport with people of different backgrounds and communication needs. Nadia was created through a partnership between India and New Zealand AI design company Soul Machines. Over 100 experts contributed to designing Nadia's appearance, personality and capabilities over 2 years. Her lifelike face would animate on screen as she talked users through topics ranging from managing NDIS plans to booking appointments. Soul Machines developed a sophisticated back-end brain to power Nadia's interactions using IBM Watson AI services. Significant focus went into crafting Nadia to be intrinsically empathetic and relatable. People with lived disability experience played a lead co-design role to ensure Nadia responded appropriately to user challenges or distress. Every script, gesture and facial expression was carefully evaluated for respectful tone and body language. Behind ambitious tech was a human-centered methodology valuing user well-being alongside functionality. In February 2017, a polished virtual demonstration introduced Nadia to the world, voicing an inspiring pledge to help remove barriers to service access. Oscar-winner Cate Blanchett lent both her globally recognized voice and support to the project. Initial reaction was overwhelmingly positive, buoyed by the mature look and expressiveness resembling a warm, understanding helper. Hopes were high that Nadia would be chatting to NDIS participants by 2018. But the next stages of development hit complications. Integrating the complex NDIS data systems with AI proved difficult, escalating costs and delaying launch plans. Disability advocates grew frustrated by limited visibility into these roadblocks, undermining Nadia's promises. The high-profile showcase faded away, replaced by opacity about whether one of Australia's boldest AI initiatives would ever fully emerge. Delays and uncertainty in rollout. Despite ambitious early testing, Nadia struggled to progress from prototype to full launch. Technological hurdles integrating the AI assistant with the intricate NIS data ecosystem prompted repeated postponements. What had been touted as a 12-month development cycle dragged on with no definitive endpoint. By mid-2018, India stopped referencing Nadia in partner briefings, with all mention of her vanishing. The sudden silence on the much-hyped project puzzled disability advocates. Pressure mounted around the lack of transparency about why Nadia appeared stuck half-built despite years of work. There were calls for more visibility into the use of taxpayer funds, given estimates had put the cost of creating Nadia at nearly $4 million. With no recent demos or milestones, skepticism increased whether she would ever emerge. Inquiries submitted to India leadership received vague responses that teams were evaluating AI with no current updates on Nadia. In mid-2019, a regulator review into the agency's technology blueprint made no reference to plans around intelligent assistants. For a woman designed to be the public face of NIS service improvement, Nadia had effectively disappeared without explanation. The lack of clear communication reinforced impressions of technology project mismanagement. Critics characterized Nadia's stalled rollout as just the latest example of Australian government digital bungling, following the robo-debt scandal and 2016 census failure. Disability advocates felt especially let down that transformative accessibility gains had evaporated due to poor execution. With 2023 marking 5 years since Nadia's announcement, her vanishing has entered Australian political law alongside other infamous boondoggles. The vision to pioneer AI for social good gave way to interpretations of wasted resources on an unfinished deliverable. For technologists, Nadia's fading served as a lesson about the immense difficulties of successfully deploying bleeding-edge innovations in public realms. And for disability communities, her unfulfilled promise was another sign of services not meeting urgent needs. Impact and legacy. Despite her stalled development, Nadia still made significant contributions by helping inspire a new generation of virtual assistant startups. Impressed by demos of Nadia's emotional capabilities, many experts joined or founded companies specializing in empathetic digital humans. Both Soul Machines and Unique emerged from former partners involved in Nadia's co-design process. These new startups are exploring use cases from healthcare diagnostics to retail. Industries recognize the power of relatable virtual helpers, models partly pioneered by Nadia's groundbreaking combination of AI backbone and compassionate facade. One analyst stated that Nadia set the trajectory for humanizing interfaces with machines. Her innovation legacy lives on through technology making accessibility more inclusive. However, Nadia also serves as a high-profile warning about the risks of deploying AI prematurely before solving complex technical barriers. Governments saw firsthand the reputational damages of failing to match hype with outputs, undermining public trust. Several ethical concerns Nadia presented around bias, transparency and privacy also foreshadowed issues with experimental AI that would soon erupt through controversies like robot algorithm outrages. So Nadia's unfinished status crystallized cautionary perspectives around immature AI even as her vision inspired new fronts in responsible innovation. Without the full picture of why she did not cross the finish line, she will likely endure as a mysterious symbol about the gulf separating futuristic potential from current realities. Nadia showed that while emerging tools offer much promise, integrating them successfully into demanding public service environments with vulnerable users remains an uphill challenge requiring care and wisdom. The missing explanations around Nadia's fate mean she does not provide definitive lessons. Yet her ambition and shortcomings opened conversations on how to raise the technology readiness bar before touting breakthroughs. Nadia expanded mindsets on if and how AI could enhance inclusion, but with lingering questions on how to overcome obstacles blocking progress. Her story provided inspiration mixed with calls for honest assessment about capabilities. As innovation marches forward, Nadia stands as an important milestone in navigating the road ahead responsibly. Analysis of why Nadia failed. There are several leading theories on why the pioneering Nadia project did not achieve its vision of providing an AI-powered assistant to improve its user experiences. Some experts propose that the software underpinning Nadia was simply not mature enough. Integrating her natural language processing, emotional intelligence, and back-end connectivity within these systems hit more roadblocks than developers anticipated across abilities like voice recognition and personalization. Supporting the diverse needs of people with disabilities through a fully functional virtual assistant on a national scale may have been too ambitious given the state of technology at the time. Another analysis suggests that inertia and skepticism from risk-averse public sector bureaucracy helped sink Nadia. In the face of rising costs and delays, government decision-makers balked at further investing in an experimental system without proven capability to handle sensitive tasks at scale. Institutional hesitation toward unproven AI solutions clashed with the entrepreneurial vision of progress via radical innovation. Some propose that valid worries around ethics and privacy posed obstacles. Nadia faced questions around data security, transparency, and consent given her data access. Could an AI system be trusted to responsibly handle confidential user details and vulnerability? There were also concerns about accountability. If Nadia made mistakes, assessing blame around algorithms versus implementers grew complex. Outpacing public readiness to embrace disruptive technology likely provoked unease. In total, Nadia seems to have faltered due to both immature design and organizational growing pains around pioneering change. Huge expectation gaps emerged between conceptual boldness and practical ability for AI to deliver helpful, ethical technological breakthroughs given real-world uncertainties. Nadia's stalled state reflected rational fears along with reflexive institutional inhibitors, an innovative idea before both its time and supportive conditions. Understanding these interlinked factors helps explain why she vanished rapidly after flashy arrival, showing regions where progress must happen for AI to serve sensitive fields. The mission she embodied, empowering access and dignity, remains vital, awaiting tools and structures maturing to fulfill its responsibility. Conclusion? When first unveiled with IBM Watson's backing and an Oscar winner's voice, Nadia the virtual assistant represented a watershed vision of AI's potential to enhance accessibility and inclusion. She was to showcase how technology could uplift some of society's most vulnerable by providing responsive, personalized guidance to navigating complex disability support systems. Beginning from a foundation of compassionate co-design alongside people with lived experience, Nadia translated technical innovation into an empathetic digital companion tailored to improve well-being. Yet 5 years later, Nadia has mysteriously faded into non-existence. The lack of delivered results or transparency since 2018 are a sobering end to the fanfare of her announcement. Disappointed disability advocates argue that Nadia has become yet another example of grand promises giving way to disorganized failure in Australian public technology projects. Nadia's stalled development offers wider lessons on the fine line between excitement and credible capability in AI implementation, especially for services involving sensitive user information or needs. Change-resistant bureaucracies can inhibit experimental systems before technical readiness or ethical considerations are mature enough for broad rollout. Current shortcomings in turning AI innovation into public sector assistance at scale reflect the gap between pioneering vision and reality. At the same time, the co-design principles and insights Nadia pioneered live on through the digital human startups her approach inspired across health and social sectors. Brisbane's Unique emerged from Soul Machine's work bringing Nadia to life, dedicated to furthering emotional AI inclusivity. So despite dashed expectations as an accessibility panacea, Nadia's legacy endures in the ethos of technology thoughtfully building connections between people and services. The journey of translating that ethos into responsible real-world impact persists against roadblocks new tools have yet to fully dismantle. Behind each stalled advancement around complex challenges like empowering disability communities are important milestones nonetheless, extending experience and understanding on the path toward greater access and dignity that innovations like Nadia set into motion.